Well, hello there again, my bowfishing brethren. This is Tim Daniels from THS Sporting Center, and another great trip on Lake Huron, July 14th, 2021. The weather forecast turned out to be better than expected, being wind conditions were lower than expected. And it was a really nice night out on the water. Great water clarity, and a fair amount of fish to shoot at. Yay! You know, I've been having a little bit of outboard issues. I have a Yamaha 4-stroke motor, and newer model, bought it brand new. And nonetheless, it's been giving me some issues with maybe air getting into the line. Can't quite put my finger on it, but nonetheless, been sort of troubleshooting it. Makes shooting distances from the boat launch a little bit more difficult, but nonetheless, made it out here, which is a good 1.5 to 2 miles from the boat launch. Yeah, one of probably the most important pieces of equipment I think that you could have in a good bow fishing rig is a good trolling motor. Now, I know people sometimes, depending on your area, you know, they have kicker fans and little kicker motors, but for myself, this trolling motor has just been the perfect balance for me. You know, using a key fob is my favorite way of operating it. I actually built one of those sexy sticks slash controllers, and quite honestly, for me, it was more in the way than anything else. You know, at this point, I'm only running my AC lights. I don't have any of my DC lights on. And I do get a little bit better coverage and more even coverage when I have all of the light system on. But this clear water is... You get more than enough shooting distance with just using my Volgrams. And I'm using a total of 9 Volgrams here, 5 of which are floodlights and 4 are spotlights. You know what? It's time to retie anyways. This line was getting fuzzy. Thought you were trying to sneak. No sneaking. That one sort of deformed. Alright, let me come over here for a second. I shot one way on the edge. Just good with some of the ones you got going there, hopefully. You know, it's been about a month now that I've filmed this GoPro Hero 8 camera, and I'm completely happy with it. The record capacity is just, the time, the 4K, everything is just impressive. I'm glad I finally stepped up from my GoPro Hero 3 camera. Nonetheless, there were some camera specs there of what I have the camera set on, and it's a worthwhile investment. You know, in Lake Huron, it's not too often that I see goldfish, and at first I thought this was a bullhead swimming along that had some funky markings on it, but it turned out to be, hell, it was a goldfish, and that was like quite a surprise goldfish. A good-looking one at that, too.
Right, there's one.
Seen way more gar on this particular trip than usual. Some of the usual waters that I'm in, I've managed to shoot most of those gar, I think. But outside of that, this new water here, there was quite a few gar. Maybe, again, catching it at their time when they're gathering up and spawning, or at the end of their spawn. They're probably seen over 100 gar this night, and for this section of water, that was quite unusual. I typically, not one of my favorite fish to shoot because, again, pass-throughs on them represent a little bit more line issues. I think that's where a safety slide does come into handy. That can help limit the amount of penetration or pass-throughs that you get on skinny fish like this. But nonetheless, when you do remove gar from the ecosystem, I think that really does improve the chances that bass and other small game fish can thrive, because more times often than not, when you see a bunch of gars hanging out, camped out around an area, usually there's a bass bed not too far away, or a bunch of sunfish not too far away on beds.
That's a dandy too. Catfish. Yeah. Stoned them. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful shot. Here, let me get around you, John, because there's more up ahead of us.
This was a really nice night. Not only did I get a surprise goldfish, but ended up shooting 3 really nice catfish. I think I ended up with a total of 5 or something on this particular night. But I mean, shot 3 beautiful, good, healthy, large catfish. And those are always fun. It adds to the diversity in fish that you can be out and about and pick up this on your fishing trips here in Michigan.
Yeah, I think there's a fish right below us. That's where harsh lock would be a little better. It would be a little faster getting these fish off and on. And they're smaller fish, typically, they're not.
As pretty much standard now, when I'm going out bow fishing, I'm bringing 2 G-Rexes with me. One is set at 30 pounds, the other one is set at 25. The idea is that I'm limiting the amount of penetration that I'm getting. The one that you see in that picture on the right, that is my 25-pound newest edition G-Rex. I really like that bow. It has worked out just about the way I planned. The one thing I would maybe think about improving upon it is increasing the amount of holding weight. It seems to be that as that percentage of holding weight goes down, your chances of making a poor release go up. So a higher holding weight is better for a cleaner release on average.
I think I did get him good. Yep, I got him good enough. Let's see if I can get him up here. Oh, thank you, bud.
You know, when I was setting up the new bow, I thought about putting one of the Muzzy tournament reels on there. And I have a couple of Muzzy tournament reels, and they're nice. They're very good spinner reels. But that being said, the MegaMouth just ended up winning out. In my choice. They're really good reels. Yes, they are extremely expensive. One of the things I noticed about them, they shoot best when the line is completely full and being filled right up to those little those 3 prongs there, basically. So what I do is when I spool mine, I leave the cover off, and then as I'm winding it up, I make sure that line is packed on there as tight as it can be.
Yeah, good one. Whew. Make it work for it, I'll tell you that. You gonna stick around? Oh, you should have heeded the warning shot. I nicked him once, and then I got him again. It was meant to be. You wanted to come in and join your buddies, didn't you? Oh, yeah, now you're gonna fight. Jeez. Oh, nope, carp right in there. Ah, see, you thought you were hiding, didn't you? You did. You thought you were hiding. You're holding still, and you said, "Hey, I got it." I'm like, I know, I got you, bud. Ha ha ha.
You know, the arrow that I most often shoot over the last few years now has been the AMS Ankor Quick Turn. The Ankor is available also in an FX, which is a fixed point, which has like a Muzzy style release on it when you unscrew the tip, where the Quick Turn just allows you to rotate the shaft a couple times, allowing the prongs to go past center and then come off and allowing the fish to slide off. On this evening, I also ended up shooting a really nice red horse sucker, this fish right here. Really good sized one, healthy one. It's nice again to see that little bit of diversity in your the lineup of fish that you get to shoot in one night.
Got him. Scared him to my arrow, John. See if you can get over here. I gotta get over, John. I'm gonna get over. Got him. Told you. See? Wait. Oh, is that the shot of a lifetime or what?
You know, so on this trip, you know, I ended up running out of battery, and I just didn't feel like plugging in another auxiliary battery, but ended up shooting a really nice sheephead after the batteries ran out, and ended up shooting probably another, I don't know, probably 15 fish or so after this camera stopped rolling. Nonetheless, I hope all of you have a damn good day, or at least try like hell. Remember, we the people, we are the ones that make this nation great. The working class.
It's a lot.